Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. This is part 2 of Bigfoot and real estate. Who would have known that a new client's question, which was, will buying a home be like trying to find Bigfoot? Is now a mini-series on our real estate channel. Let's look at it this way. Fearing what we don't understand requires acknowledging that your fear is based on a lack of understanding. Our best defense is knowledge, and that's what I'm hoping this video gives you. One thing that I suppose motivates people to look for Bigfoot is that it helps them recognize that the most important things in our world are those we can't quite see or understand. That being said, we must hold to a healthy fear that keeps us from trending too heavily where we don't belong, yet allows us to seek what we long for. Back to real estate. Buying a home could be the type of fear where you know just enough to know that you don't know much at all. It feels alien, so it scares us. Most interact with real estate as passive participants, which starts and stops with cutting rent checks each month and placing maintenance calls to our landlords. The average American keeps their distance from real estate as an investment, approaching it more as a consumer. The most common path for consumers to participate in real estate transactions is when you pursue the so-called American dream of home ownership. It's a hero story, a symbolic milestone. It tells the world that you're an adult, whatever that means, and have achieved some semi-balance of stability in life. I get it. Those purchase contracts, home disclosures, explaining the property's condition could just as well have been written in a foreign language, and those mortgage documents may as well have been written in disappearing ink. It's pretty alarming how little one knows about the entire buying process. Let's try to shed some light on this monster. Some may think buying a home is so permanent that it traps you. The closing process for a home on average takes about 45 days, and the common form of financing is a 30-year mortgage. This seems to perpetuate a fallacy that when you invest in real estate, you are in it for the long haul. But yet, this couldn't be further from the truth. The actual truth about real estate ownership timelines are most buyers will take a loan out, perhaps a 30-year, but often sell within 5 to 10 years. Back to Bigfoot. They say Bigfoot's behavior is unpredictable. It can be friendly one day, then scary the next. You may feed it every day for weeks, then suddenly get chased out of the woods. As long as we keep in mind that they are wild animals with a deep, tactically minded intelligence, we will most likely avoid any issues. I suppose to treat them no differently than you would a grizzly bear. I tend to view real estate transactions the same way. Most will be smooth with an average amount of back and forth negotiations and paperwork, where all parties are polite and pleasant. Occasionally, we will run into a party that we would rather avoid. Perhaps they are short on morals or ethics, so we will simply approach and proceed with caution. Now here's a golden nugget that'll help us dial in our mindset in reference to purchasing properties. Lack of predictability. Feeling that you don't have enough information to make an accurate prediction can cause anxiety to rise. One way to counteract the lack of predictability is to gather more information. Thus, that's one of the main reasons I make these videos. For example, if you're experiencing fear of the unknown relative to a new move, consider exploring the area before you move. You can make in-person or online scouting expeditions to find out more about what your new life may look like. The next golden nugget, intuition. Choices can also be made and driven by your gut feelings. If it doesn't feel right and you are unable to picture what the next steps may look like, you may back down from fear. Sometimes choices of facing the unknown, like moving across the country for a job, could provoke a voice in your head or a gut feeling that something isn't right. That is our intuition speaking to us. Often we listen to our intuitive devices and back down when you may be only one move away from living the dream. Here's another nugget. Habit. Human beings are creatures of habit. We love routines, rituals, and regimens. Change is more difficult as we age because we thrive on comfort. Habit forming can be very tough to break away from. Choices that we make can threaten to change our comfort zone, causing an unknown in our lifestyle. Many times, change is exactly what you need. Like the saying goes, if you aren't happy where you are, move. You're not a tree. On to pressures and lack of control. Often choices are made through pressure of others. They are put on us when we have zero control and feel backed against a wall, leaving two options, do or don't. That's it. One solution that we suggest is to put together a game plan which will give your move clarity and help decide what move is best for you. When others decide, it could be devastating when we lose control of making the choice and land in the unknown territory. For instance, your spouse leaves you or you get laid off, thus places you in a need of others' place to live. This is where real estate professionals help and put the pieces back together, reducing the fear of the unknown. Remember, change is not always bad. Unknowns can be intoxicating, exciting, and challenging, as well as fun and enlightening. Life is a continual cycle of choices that puts us in places we may have never gone. You are doing yourself an injustice by allowing unknowns and uncertainties to cripple you. You have the choice. Rip off the Band-Aid and ride the roller coaster, or stand back and let the world change around you. Will you repeatedly ask yourself, what if? For the record, over time, owning property has proven to be a very good investment.
Could you do me a favor and click that subscribe button along with the notification bell? That way when new videos come out, you'll be alerted to them. Again, if you have any questions about anything you heard, please leave them down in the comment section and I will reply to you as quick as possible. Lastly, at the top of this video, we have included other links to videos we think you would enjoy, so please check them out.
Let's look at the positive side of the unknown. Unknowns are an adventure. They give us an opportunity to grow, change, and allow us to see life through new lenses and perspectives. It may be terrifying to be faced with the challenge of choices to make, but we can embrace them as self-challenging practices. It's been said that a boat is safe in a harbor, but that's not what they were made for. That said, let's face some of our real estate fears. True, buying a house can be risky. However, start by tackling it with these questions and prove a point at the expense of a standard casual stock transaction. When you last purchased a stock from a publicly traded company, how much due diligence did you do? Did you review their financial performance? Did you research the track record of their employees and executive team? Did you run an analysis of the company's track record and target markets? Be honest, most won't do all these things, yet somehow they still feel comfortable investing their hard-earned money into these companies. Compare that with buying a home, where not only can you address the equivalent questions about a real estate transaction, you can run deeper analysis on a property by screening a professional real estate agent. We, the Mr. Rogers Homes team, encourage and welcome you to compare agents so you will feel most comfortable with the market and the forthcoming transaction of purchasing a property of your own. Another possible fear, real estate professionals are all sleazy and unethical monsters. Sorry, Bigfoot, for judging you and comparing you. In any event, unscrupulous people occupy all corners of all industries. A key difference between the real estate business and, let's say, corporate jobs, there is a lower barrier of entry in becoming a real estate professional than competing through the hyper-competitive, cutthroat, academically vigorous corporate world. If anything, a key difference is that unscrupulous people in the corporate world are simply better at hiding their intentions. Have you ever considered the possibility that there are just as many questionable decision makers in the corporate world as there are in real estate? Fortunately, there are ways to vet a real estate professional before you get involved. Interviewing them, comparing their reviews, the years that they've been in service, and their overall attitude towards their profession. So, do your research. By putting together a solid game plan, you'll be able to shrink your fear of the unknown by increasing what you know. Armed with more information, you will find it easier to make decisions and make the best move for you. This step is particularly important and holds true when you're on the fence about picking an agent to help you buy a home. It may be scary to look at bills and budgets squarely in the eye, but doing so will empower you to make better decisions and trust in the fact, much like these videos, the more you know, the more you grow. Well, folks, we've come to the end of another episode of Bigfoot and Real Estate. Until next time, take care and safe hunting.